Hello and welcome to Alive with Amanda. Today we're going to be talking about something we haven't talked about before, really, and probably because it's certainly not my area of expertise, but I think it is something that's really important that we talk about, which is bookkeeping. So yes, there are experts out there on bookkeeping, either bookkeepers or accountants. So if you're really wanting to know a lot about bookkeeping, definitely speak to your accountant or look for a bookkeeper, especially somebody who works with small businesses. Because generally speaking, for the solo practitioners, you're not going to have a lot of bookkeeping needs. You're going to have some bookkeeping needs if you have a business account, but you don't have a lot of bookkeeping needs. Now, if you have a group practice, small, medium, or large, you are generally probably going to need a bookkeeper. We have a bookkeeper that manages our books and we pay based on the volume that we have. And so if you are just starting out, you can absolutely just use Excel sheets, Google Sheets, and track all of your expenses there. That is what I did for a very long time while I was a solo practitioner. There's pros and cons to that. So the pros are that it's super cheap. I didn't use QuickBooks. I didn't use QuickBooks, so I didn't use an accounting software. I didn't use a bookkeeper. I did it all myself. The pro of that is super cheap, and it was like cheap labor from me. The con is I don't have that great of financial records. I have my tax returns, obviously. I was thinking I have some for my electronic health record, but even that I switched electronic health records. And so I don't really have that great of data prior to using QuickBooks. QuickBooks is where all my data, my financial data is now. And so if you're thinking about using software for your business, QuickBooks is the way to go. They have an online version. It's great. You can access it from your computer. Your accountant can have access. Your bookkeeper can have access. And so you do want to keep track of your bookkeeping, because if you ever get audited, then you have everything, all the records that you need. It's really easy. People can audit you off of Google Sheets or Excel. It just becomes a little bit more arduous, the process. And so then you have to show bank statements and everything has to line up. And so it's easier to make notes in QuickBooks. So the first step is whether you need a bookkeeping software or not. I do recommend that you use QuickBooks. It's easy, it's cost efficient, and so it's a good way to start. So speak to your accountant and see if they would do your bookkeeping or you could do your bookkeeping. The next step is who's going to do your bookkeeping, right? So you can absolutely do your bookkeeping in the beginning, even if it's through something like QuickBooks. I did the bookkeeping through QuickBooks because it was easy to see what was income and it was easy to see what were payments that were coming out. And so it really wasn't that difficult. And back then I didn't have everything that came out was like pretty much the same. It was like my pay and what I paid my admin and my electronic health record and the credit card. It was pretty simple. As things it's not even that they get more complex, because it's not that it's more complex now. It's just there's a lot more charges coming through every day, both payments and payments in and payments out. And so it can be a little harder to do that on your own. And that's probably when you want to think about hiring a bookkeeper, or if you just don't want to do it yourself. If you don't understand anything about how to categorize different expenses, how to really keep organized there. Like if money is not your thing, pay a bookkeeper, right? Like there's always like ways you can learn. Yes. And QuickBooks is great. Like they do have like different trainings you can do or people you can talk to, but ultimately hiring a bookkeeper is going to be in your best interest, especially if you're a full-time private practice owner. You're going to want to have that data. That's one of my favorite things about QuickBooks is all of the reports that you can pull. So I'm going to talk to you about the reports that you can pull and the different things that you can do with an accounting software. But first, I want to thank our sponsor, TherapyNotes. If you're looking for an electronic health record where you can pull different kind of reports, I highly recommend you check out TherapyNotes. They have a free telehealth option. You can bill insurance directly through there. You can look at revenue reports. You can look at insurance aging. You can look at client credits. That's something that I just did recently, was like, look at our insurance aging, look at client credits, look at client balances. You can pull reports from there. It is fantastic. You see my hands are moving a lot, which means I'm very excited. I highly recommend you check out TherapyNotes. So going back to an accounting software, I know that's a little different than bookkeeping, but it's good to talk about. I like having an accounting software because actually I pay my contractors and employees through QuickBooks. There are other better systems like ADP and Gusto, but for now where we're at, paying through QuickBooks has been really great. We actually send invoices to clients through QuickBooks. I send invoices for other services that I do through QuickBooks. And there's just a lot of things that QuickBooks can offer to a small business, which is why I'm a really big fan of them. You can pull profit and loss sheets. You can pull balance sheets. You can do a lot of reports. I was actually really surprised at how many reports that QuickBooks has, and you can customize all of your reports. So if you're ever thinking of going for a line of credit or expanding your business or selling your business, or you want to purchase a building or any kind of movement or growth within your business, they usually want reports from QuickBooks. I recently got a line of credit for our business and I had to pull tons of reports from QuickBooks over multiple years. It was so simple, it was so easy. So that's the benefit of having a platform like QuickBooks. And then it can make it very easy for your bookkeeper to do your bookkeeping. So I hope this was helpful. But as always, seek out an accountant or a professional bookkeeper that can help you with your bookkeeping needs. I'll see you soon, everybody. Bye.